Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to another video on my channel Hairliciously. If you guys are new to the channel, please make sure to subscribe so that you guys are updated on hair loss and hair transplant topics, as well as updates on current hair loss treatments in the pipelines. Visit my website at hairliciously.com to purchase our microneedling device, which is scientifically proven to stimulate hair growth, my low-level laser therapy cap, DHT blocking shampoo and serum, hair growth vitamins, and a few other products to help those who are losing hair. So in today's video, I wanted to give you guys an update on the biotech company, also known as Stemson Therapeutics, which is one of the top contenders in treating hair loss through stem cell research. The company is using something known as induced pluripotent stem cells, or also known as iPSC, which are basically adult cells that have been programmed to function like embryonic cells. And this is when the cells differentiate to form organs and tissues, including hair follicle formation. Now, one of the main advantages of iPSC is that it actually enables the development of an unlimited source of any type of human cell needed. And this means that Stemson Therapeutics' iPSC-based solution has the capacity to generate an unlimited supply of folliculogenic cells and also hair follicles through their proprietary process. So they're not really reviving any damaged or dying or miniaturized hair follicles like most people currently are treating, through the use of 5-alpha reductase inhibitors like finasteride or dutasteride, or through the use of, anti-androgens or growth stimulants like Minoxidil. But rather, this would generate de novo follicles from iPSC-derived epithelial and dermopilar cells using a 3D biodegradable scaffold to control the direction of hair growth. And if this process were to be successfully implemented, it would be basically a cure to hair loss once and for all. Now, pluripotent stem cells in general also hold promise in the field of regenerative medicine. And because they can propagate indefinitely and give rise to every other cell type in the body, they represent a single source of cells that could be used to replace those lost to damage or disease. And since iPSCs can be derived directly from adult tissues, each individual theoretically could have their own pluripotent stem cell line, and these unlimited supplies of autologous cells could then be used to generate, transplants without the risk of immune rejection. So the potential, I feel, is very high, and I think this is the direction that many biotech and pharmaceutical companies are continuing to strive for, not just to treat androgenetic alopecia, but also other medical conditions and also degenerative, diseases like Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, people suffering from like spinal cord, diseases or injuries, cancer. So the major update that we have regarding Stemson Therapeutics is that they recently secured a $15 million Series A financing to advance development of Stemson's proprietary therapeutic solution for hair loss. We have Genoa Ventures, AbbVie Ventures, DCVA Bio, and other investors who joined in support of Stemson's efforts to raise capital. And for those who didn't know, a $7.5 million seed financing was also provided by Allergan Aesthetics and AbbVie Company. So in total, they actually have over $22 million in investments to fund their research. And with these new players that have joined forces with Stemson Therapeutics, this also means that it's going to be a more reputable team of experts. They're going to have more scientists, investors, and developers to come together to use the latest technologies in an attempt to cure hair loss once and for all. So Stemson Therapeutics could foresee an eventual partnership and potentially, lucrative collaborations down the road with big companies like AbbVie, Allergan Aesthetics. And this is why I'm so optimistic with Stemson Therapeutics, because they're maintaining these relations with one of the biggest industry players in the medical aesthetic space. And considering that, Stemson Therapeutics was just founded I think it was 3 years ago, back in 2018, I think it's a pretty big milestone for them to achieve as far as being able to work with these huge companies that will be able to fund their research and provide any support that they need. One of the biggest issues, as you guys know, and one of the biggest hurdles with a lot of these smaller biotech companies is finding a partnership to back them up financially. And without sufficient funds, these companies are not going to be able to conduct the necessary clinical testing, or they're not going to be able to move forward with their research. Now, according to the press release, the funding will be used to further the next stage of research and development of its cell engineering platform, where it is being combined with bioengineered material and robotic delivery as a novel solution for natural hair replacement. So currently, Stemcen's research and development efforts are focused on developing an optimized solution for human skin structure environment in larger animal models. Stemcen's induced pluripotent stem cell-based technology is capable of producing the cell types required to initiate hair follicle growth and have been successfully tested in small animal models. So it almost sounds like, you know, this procedure is best used or best done via robotics for precise insertion of stem cells into the scalp. And they also plan on moving to larger animals. Most likely this is going to be a pig, as pig skin can very closely approximate the human skin structure and environment before they proceed to actual human clinical trials. As far as like a timeline on when human clinical trials are going to commence, we really actually have no idea because they haven't really mentioned anything. But the co-founder and CEO of Stemcen Therapeutics, Jeff Hamilton, stated the following: "We have got a couple of years in front of us to really try to complete the research and development to the point where we have confidence, and we'll just have to see how we progress along the time frame." So it kind of sounds like, you know, there is no obvious definite time frame, but I can say that human clinical trials are likely not going to happen until at least for a few years. And even if that ever does become successful, I think we're looking at least another decade or more until, you know, a better treatment and potentially a cure for hair loss will arise. Now, aside from Stemcen Therapeutics, we have, you know, Dr. TSUJI, Kyocera, and Rogaine and his team, who are also in the race for curing hair loss. But unfortunately, we have not had any updates, and it sounds like they are still struggling to find a company that is willing to invest in funding to you know, move forward with their clinical testing. And it's really a shame because they've come so far in research, and because of insufficient funding, and also with, you know, last year with Organ Technologies, the venture, you know, capital firm, which was supposed to provide financial support, and had basically stopped operation and apparently went bankrupt, and all research was put on hold. And honestly speaking, you know, with Dr. TSUJI, they're requesting about $5 million in donations, which really isn't a whole lot of money. But this also shows that, you know, there is the importance of a stable financial backing that is required for most companies to really progress with research. And luckily, you know, Stemcen Therapeutics is in a good position where they don't have to really worry about finances at this point. And then we also have, you know, we have Replacel and Shiseido regarding their RCH01 treatment, who have, you know, they have partnered up together. And as far as I know, they are preparing their phase 3 clinical trials. But out of the 3 companies that I mentioned, I would imagine Replacel and Shiseido to have something out in the market as far as their autologous cell therapy utilizing the dermasheath cup cells. Given that they are already about to start phase 3 clinical trials anytime now. But until then, we just have to kind of wait and see until what transpires. So all in all, you know, this may not be major news, but it's good to know that Stemcen is progressing and has joined hands with some of the big players. And hopefully, you know, we will continue to get optimistic updates. So that's all the information I had for Stemcen Therapeutics. Hope you guys like the content. Let me know if you guys have any questions in the comments below. Also, if you guys are interested in getting scalp micropigmentation to cover up your FUT or FUE scars, or maybe you just want to achieve the illusion of a full density buzz cut, reach out to me for a free online consultation. As you guys know, I recently opened up a SMP clinic in Maryland. I am offering a 50% discount to all of my subscribers. But anyway, thanks for watching, and I will talk to you guys in my next video. Take care.